takes out her purse and she pulls out her tweezers. This is what she did before with you,
Mm-hmm.
a tweezers.
Sure.
And she goes up to your head, and then she will pluck a hair from your head.
From where?
From the top of her head. From the top of her head.
She-
Hair from the top of her head.
Wow.
It would make sense.
Top of her head. That's all she needs. So she takes out her voodoo doll again. She takes out her pin, and she very carefully pins the hair onto the voodoo doll.
Mm-hmm.
This is painless. There's nothing painful about this.
Yeah.
It just feels a little odd. Almost, I mean, it's about as uncomfortable as how you would normally feel getting a physical with your doctor.
Sure.
You know, that's how uncomfortable it gets. So, she starts to pass her hand over the voodoo doll.
Mm-hmm.
The room around you starts to dim a little bit. Like maybe the candles around are starting to flicker. The room dims a little bit. As the room dims, there's a deep violet glow that's emanating from the voodoo doll, which also your body starts to have a faint violet aura.
Very well.
And Violetta's eyes they become pupilless, like Storm from X-Men.
Of course.
But violet. Pupilless violet eyes. This sensation sweeps around you, and the room begins to smell lightly of peach and lavender. Peach, for some reason, you find that when well, I think part of it is just her spell has a lot of spells have obviously visual traces. Hers is also has olfactory components to it as well. That comes in the form of something that is a blend between peaches and lavender. Then she takes her hand out and then passes it just over your necklace, and you feel again this aura going around your necklace. And then after a few seconds, Violetta swings her hand down, and then all of the glowing violet auras stop immediately, and then the lights go back on immediately.
Okay.
And Violetta's out of her trance, or whatever it is she was in. Her spell has been cast, and she says, "Well, I was able to confirm that yes, what you are feeling right now is due to this curse. What I do not understand, though, is that I have reconfirmed that yes, the curse is killing you, at least the way that I've observed other curses that are similar in the sense that they slowly kill people. However, I have to admit, why would a curse bother to transform you if you're going to be dead anyway?
Precisely.
And if the curse is supposed to change your gender, why bother changing your skin tone?"
I don't know.
A lot of questions and not enough answers.
It's been
She
happening.
sort of goes over to the table and she sort of places her hand on it and kind of gives a very exasperated sigh, and she starts to drum her fingers along the table. I'm sorry, Halaser. I need the eye of Andraste. I need that eye to know more. I feel like we're very close, but that necklace around your neck, I can sense magical signatures from it that lets me decipher specific aspects of it, but it's still a black box to me at the end of the day.
Certainly. I know it is unwise for me to automatically assume the worst of the worst person I know. But it certainly seems that my old friend Sevian has been popping up a lot lately and finding his way into heroics that I am certain he did not truly come to naturally or honestly. Is there a chance that this might have sourced from him as well?
I wouldn't rule it out if you believe that there's bad blood between the two of you. that we would have to figure out why, beyond if he really wanted to kill you. I suppose this is one way of doing it, but I can think of more direct curses that can kill you outright.
Yes.
In a much shorter time frame. This thing seems to have some sort of a incubation period of some sort, as creepy as that might sound, but...
It does, thank you.
Sorry, she says. I'm just trying to analyze the situation.
No.
Normally, like I said, I'm actually surprised that you're still feeling rather healthy. Other curses that I have found, you should be dead by now. Again, I can still tell that your time is running out, but you're still... I cannot break this code. I cannot crack this code. I feel it's so close, but I just can't. I don't have the right tools, Hali. I don't have the right tools for this.
I understand. Thank you for trying.
Should we What do you plan on doing about this information for the time being?
I don't know right now. I will admit I am feeling a little lost, but sometimes the greatest choices happen when one is at one's most lost. I was there has been a question lately of the nature of spirits and of souls and of souls of the past touching with those of today. I wasn't sure if these changes were related directly to this curse or related to something a little more mysterious.
I think it's a good theory. Again, I wouldn't rule it out. But, as I said, I can make a lot of guesses myself, a lot of speculations, but we won't know anything concrete.
The artifact. I understand.
Indeed. I know I sound like I'm repeating myself over and over again, but there's only so much I can do.
I understand, and I appreciate what you have. How are you?
I actually, to be honest, Halaser, wanted to talk to you about something else.
Please.
My own... It sounds a little selfish, but my own personal situation with my own curse. I just voiced it with Kenna, and I wanted to share it with you as well. I wasn't... Forgive me. I wasn't completely, fully honest as to the reason why I was following your group. Nothing that I told you was false. I just didn't give you the other reason why I was following you. I haven't gotten a chance to really get to know him very much, but how much do you really know about Cedric?
I know some about him. You know very well that my answer is going to be that any secrets that he has are not mine to share.
I understand. I just wanted to communicate with you that the reason why I was following your group was because that uniform that he's wearing, or that you're wearing now, it looks like it's got passed on to you. Similar uniform was worn by the person who fired the arrow at me.
Really?
Yes, I was kind of hoping that I might learn information as to who Cedric might be working for, or where he might have gotten such an uniform from.
I understand. To the best of my knowledge, Cedric is an innocent in all of this. We are tracking down the person or persons responsible who wear this uniform.
You are positive. From what I've been told, his past is sort of muddy. Convenient, if you ask me.
It is convenient. I have found no reason yet to doubt him. I can only make the same promise that I made to them about you. That I have found no reason to doubt. But if things change, I will not allow any of us to come to harm. And if I must stand in between the two of you, I will. If it goes for any of us, I would expect that if any of us turns out to be of a darker nature than we put forth, the others would assist.
Don't misunderstand me, Hali dear. I have no interest in causing any trouble, nor do I necessarily am accusing Cedric of having done anything wrong. I'm just saying this is what I've observed. It brought up some red flags. You can understand my concern.
Of course. And I thank you for being honest with me about those red flags. While I will... Please rest assured, I will keep an eye out, and I will not allow any harm to come to you, just as I would not allow any harm to come to any of my other friends from betrayal.
Would you allow me to at least examine the armor? Just in case.
Absolutely.
It has been passed to you, after all. And if what you say is true, and Cedric doesn't know where said armor came from, one would think that it would be a good idea for someone with magical experience to examine said armor before wearing it.
Now, when have I made a long thought out decision?
I'm just saying, I am a woman who deals with curses all the time. You have no idea how many curses are caused by someone saying, "Oh look, here's a trinket here, here's a bauble there, here's a sword, here's a piece of armor. Why don't I take it for myself and put it on?"
Yes, she, like, yeah, that's what I did, yeah.
Sorry, she says, I wasn't necessarily say anything to you, it's just...
It's true all the same. And you are absolutely right, and I will absolutely allow you to examine the armor.
She will go ahead and, try to detect, use her detect magic ability on it. Navaran make.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's from.
All right.
She then turns it over to the side. She gives it a little bit of a smell. She takes out her pouch, and she has a powder, and then she sprinkles a little bit of the powder on the armor itself. The armor starts to glow a crimsonish glow before it disappears. She says, "Interesting."
She is not going to be like, "What is it? What is it?" She's gonna wait respectfully.
Where did Cedric say he got this armor from?
If memory serves, he pulled it from somebody who attacked him on the sea.
The only definitive thing I can get is that this armor has seen battle before. Mages, magic. The magical readings that I'm getting from it, it's... See this mark over here? She says, pointing towards a little indentation in the armor.
Okay. I see it.
That one over there is a spot where a arcane bolt or arcane lance attacked it or hit it. According to the residue of this armor, it's primal in nature,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more nature-based primal magic. Like that of not. I'm not talking about like a mage from a circle. I'm talking like someone who is a nature mage, like a keeper, Dalish, something along those lines, which you don't really find a lot in Navarra.
I have seen in my own past, I have seen people wearing burgundy clothes such as this, even in New Denerim, so I would not be surprised. Potentially, is the armor perhaps forged in Navarra but has seen the world?
I'm wondering if whoever was wearing this armor had most recently had some sort of a tussle or some sort of encounter with the Dalish, perhaps, for some reason. Because Cedric himself hasn't encountered any such people in battle, has he, as far as you know?
As far as I know, no. As far as I know, I don't know if he actually knows any elves.
It's interesting. I don't know what it means. But rest assured, there's nothing that you should be worried about with this armor. It was just a, I guess, unrelated observation that I made. But
I appreciate it all the same. I've never had a mind for magics. Perhaps my greatest weakness.
just offering, I'm not saying that you have to do it, but if you wish for me to examine any magic item or artifact or armor prior to actually using said thing, I would recommend it just for your safety. You don't have to trust me with it if you don't want to. I'm just offering.
I appreciate that very much. And I'm glad you came with us.
Likewise, dear. We'll figure this out.
Thank you. This has been most disturbing. Even before the past several days, it was disturbing.
I have been known to sugarcoat a lot of things, Halaser, but when it comes to my work with cursed items, I can be very straight to the point.
And I've always appreciated that. Thank you for your help. Is there anything else you wish of me?
No, I do not think so.
Very well. Call on me if you need.
Of course. And with that?
Yep, she will get dressed and then leave.
Theoben, you have just finished your talk with Connor. Either that, or Connor has gotten to the point where he just says, "You know what? I'm done. I think I've learned everything I need. I'm done, Theoben. Thank you." He starts to walk. We have all of this covered. Hugh, thank you for the help. If you excuse me, I need to hit something.
But now you'll be prepared.
Where's Cedric?
Not even a thank you.
Hugh sort of nods and says, "I think that was a very effective talk."
I think so too. Young boys need to know this stuff.
Hugh will nod. Connor, you said, Cedric, you said you're looking for Connor?
Yes.
Okay. You will make your way into the courtyard, and as you're making your way into the courtyard, Cedric, you will bump into... If Andreia's following you as well, she can be there too. You will bump into a walking tree. It is the other soldier friend of Halaser's.
Yes. Greetings.
Greetings. I don't think we've been formally introduced. My name is Owlett, and you are?
Owlett, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Cedric Ashwood.
That's right. Ashwood. Ashwood. I knew a name that I can trust.
Classic.
And he nods to you. And you, my
Andreia.
horned friend.
I am Andreia.
Andreia.
Yes.
Your horns are as beautiful as the branches of a tree I used to know.
Well, thank you.
She was a feisty one, let me tell you. We went on only 3 dates. She was nice, but I could see some red flags.
Oh, yeah?
A nice... Yes. I think she would have definitely gotten me whipped if I wasn't careful.
Oh.
What? If I might
Sounds like
ask,
a
what
good
kind of tree was she?
It was a gnarled oak tree.
Rare.
Lots of attitude. A bit too much for me, though. I prefer a mate that is a little bit more laid back in comparison. You don't happen to know any, do you? Perhaps in your backyards?
I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't get out much, but I'm sure we'll find somebody.
I've been trying to assimilate myself with the trees here, but their personalities are a little bland, so to speak.
So you want a little sass, but not too much. Yeah.
Yes. Ones that would talk back would be a big help, at minimum. Ones that would talk back would be good.
That's a good standard to have.
I see that you have returned. Will you be requiring my services next? Acorn and I have definitely been very interested in seeing the rest of what the world has to offer. This place is nice, though, in the meantime.
We aren't sure who we are taking next. But I am glad that you are enjoying your stay here.
The decision is up to you, of course. Just know that if you choose myself, you get Acorn for free. 2-for-1 deal.
You should help Payne with his advertising.
Payne? He asks curiously.
Yes, he's a merchant, and your savvy business ways will help him greatly, I think.
Is this Payne single? He asks.
Payne is not a tree, unfortunately, but...
Oh, I see.
No.
Well,
But I
I
do
tried.
single.
No offense to him, but I am only attracted to trees.
Oh. I get that.
I tried a shrubbery once, but it just wasn't... The height difference, it just wasn't going to work.
Resist the joke, resist the joke, resist the joke.
No offense to your dwarf friend, he says.
Right. Well, it's been a pleasure talking.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But I need to go find one of my other mage friends.
Very well. In that case, I will just plant myself here until you are in need of me. And with that, he will transform back into his tree form.
Oh goodness.
That's great. It's so great.
Cedric! Connor says he rushes up to you. Connor comes up to you, and his face is still kind of red. Like he's been through a lot in the last hour or so. Cedric, thank the maker, you are here. I'm sorry, man, I need to hit something. And I need to hit something really badly.
Alright, well, I was just coming to you to see if you wanted to spar, so this is
Yes.
perfect.
Oh, Maker, please, yes.
Excellent. Andreia, would you like to join?
Sparring? Sure. I'm not really that physically capable, but sure.
Just try not to kill us.
I don't think we're technically allowed to have mage duels here, though, Andrea. I'm not sure if that would work unless you can use a weapon, a physical weapon.
I don't think so. It's alright. You guys can do your thing. I want to practice spell anyway. So.
Well, there's definitely plenty of rooms that you can do that in. There's a lot of rooms you can practice your magic in if you want to.
I wanted to try and do the rock armor, but infuse it with my ice power, so I look like Iceman.
He says, if you need use of some of the practice rooms, there's one right below the harrowing chamber floor.
Okay. I think I'll go up there.
Okay. All right. So Connor and Cedric will do some sparring for the rest of the day.
Can Kenna and Esbjørn fight with Cedric and Connor?
If you want to.
Oh yeah. We're gonna kick their butts.
To make this easier, would you have Kenna focus more on Connor or focus more on Cedric, and have Esbjørn focus on, like, which one would?
I would want
be...
Esbjørn to get some magic practice. Oh well, is he gonna use his magic with his sword?
He doesn't. A lot of Connor's magic is less about like firing energy, like less about like shooting fireballs or lightning or ice, and
Right.
it's more like manifesting the shield and then hitting with his sword, you know, in a spar, like the brunt that, like hitting with the side of his sword as a way to not hurt Cedric. So he's not actually using magic in the sense that he's throwing anything at you, because you're not allowed to, at least not in the courtyard.
Right. Okay, I would have Esbjørn fighting Connor.
Okay.
Let's see how tough this kid is.
Okay. Have Esbjørn roll his regular attack roll, and I'll have Connor roll his attack roll, and there'll be opposed checks.
Okay.
So
Go Esbjørn.
he actually has better attack rolls than Connor does. Oh, nice. All right. So Connor got 14, Esbjørn got 16, so he wins the first.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. So if we're doing 2 out of 3, Esbjørn was able to win against Connor.
Yeah.
So for Kenna, could you roll your dex or whatever? If you're using your bow, then you'd have to use your dex versus Cedric's regular attack roll.
No, I'd be using my staff. 101. So that's my dex. 20.
20. All right, Cedric, you have to beat a 20 with an attack roll, your normal attack roll.
It's a good attack. Good one.
That's very good. Keep track of your stunts too. That might matter. No, even with a 1-point stunt. Okay, so Kenna won so far, so best 2 out of 3. Best 2 out of 3, go ahead. So far, Team Kenna's whipping Cedric and Connor. All right. So
back and forth.
all right. So now you have to break the tie.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Please don't stop, please.
Oh, it's the stunt 6 stunt.
Very nice.
Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
Cedric has that reach, but Kenna's got that flexibility for sure. She definitely said that while they were fighting.
So I think we can say that between Cedric, maybe Cedric underestimated Kenna. Maybe he's not completely in his right normal mindset because of all the craziness that's happening to him.
Makes sense
But
too,
Kenna,
because she's only used her bow around him. You didn't know how talented she was.
Right. So between that, I think Kenna actually ended up getting the upper hand on Cedric with the sparring, and Esbjorn also was able to overpower Connor. And after the sparring session, Connor is sweating profusely. He's like, "Oh man, you guys are tough."
It's
Yeah.
true. It's that
It was a good
training
fight.
in the frostbacks.
Yeah, he says, "Remind me not to make you mad." Connor says.
Don't have to worry about me. But the bear can be a bit temperamental.
I want to fight the bear next.
The bear roars as if to say, "Bring it on."
Anytime, bear.
How about you, Andrea? You're also watching this, I'm assuming, or maybe
well,
you're not watching this.
I was trying to do that ice rock armor if I could.
Oh yeah, you can, I'm sure. You start to cast the spell. Roll a magic roll in addition to casting the spell.
Okay. And the little primal and such.
Yep.
Sweet.
19. Okay. So what happens is when you try to cast your rock armor, normally what does rock armor do normally?
I
Remind me again.
build rocks around me, so I have defense.
Your defense increases?
Yeah, my defense increases by 5.
5? Okay. So what happens is when you cast that spell with your bracer, instead of being encased with rocks, you're instead being encased with an armor of ice. And what that happens is in addition to the normal properties of the rock armor, you will take the magic roll that you just rolled, divide that by 20, rounded down. I mean, divide that by 2, rounded down. Divide by 2, rounded down, and that gives you that many temporary hit points.
Awesome.
So when they hurt you, it chips away at the ice, and when they hurt you, it chips away at the ice, and it depletes those hit points first before you start taking damage. So in
Does
this
that
case,
stack with heroism?
I would say that would stack.
Oh, that's so
I would
cool.
say that would stack. Yeah. So you'll take additional. So you'll have 9 temporary hit points plus your heroism to increase your survivability. Because not that you need it. I mean, your hit points. You've been rolling so
Yeah, I
amazing with
rolled
your hit
so
points.
high
Not
with that.
Yeah, you don't need any of
Rolled it
that.
twice.
But if you want it, you can use it if you want it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So in this case, you would have gotten 9 plus whatever other effects you have.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right. It is
That's
cool.
really cool.
It's very
The
cool.
cold never bothered me anyway.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Alright, thank you.
Wow, he says, is that supposed to be a ice armor spell? I've never seen that before, Connor says.
Pretty
Andrea.
cool, right? Pretty cool.
Connor says, that's painfully awful, but I can't help but, he says, I can't help but chuckle at that. He says.
Yeah, well, it's a primal spell with a bit of help, and I tap my bracer.
He says, yeah, I've heard those bracers are ridiculously powerful.
I can't wait to see what else it does.
Meanwhile, Theoben, are you ready for your conversation with Razikale?
Yeah.
Okay.
Theo's going to say, hello, how are you doing
Arrow.
in ancient Ta'Viv?
Arrow. She will respond back in ancient Ta'Viv. This is a surprise. Where did you learn ancient Ta'Viv, by the way?
I repeat that he was picking up her language as she was speaking as they were traveling together, and then when he leveled up, I took the linguistics for it.
So you got it. Okay, I got it.
So from an RP sense, he picked it up from her.
Yep, that's fine. Go ahead.
I listen.
I see. It sounds like we both have been learning quite a bit in the last few days.
Yes. We go to Tevinter how you feel about this. Like, amusingly, because he's just been picking it up, the language is still a bit disjointed for him, which is quite amusing because that was how Razikale's speech was in the beginning.
I am anxious about Tevinter. Kalsharak, though, I am definitely ready.
Why are you anxious?
Tevinter is a very sore spot with us Darkspawn.
Why?
It is because they are the ones that cursed us. The ancients. It is their fault that we are the way we are.
What you intend to do about it?
If it were up to me, I would cleanse this place of them. But it is not.
Are we to find more like you?
I hope so.
And what if we don't? Does that mean something bad?
It depends on why we don't find them. It depends on who made it so that they are no longer around.
So you wish to come with us?
Yes, this I feel very strongly. I need to report back to my people anyway. But I have no love for Tevinter.
You need to report back to your people.
Yes.
How?
By finding them near Kalsharak.
So this is very personal.
Oh, yes. Very personal.
Will it take us away from our destination?
Where do you want to go other than Kalsharak?
It sounds like Andreia Pretty has some things to take care of up on the surface.
I like Pretty just fine. If she has business that needs to be done, she is welcome to it. I only ask that you at least help me find my people.
You know what you're asking. My kind don't have a great history with your people.
Yes, I know. That is exactly why it is important that we find them. It is because of that animosity.
Are you saying my people are at risk?
I'm saying that we are trying to do what is best for everyone in the deep roads.
I can get behind that.
The deep roads is a very large place. My people just want to have a part of that place. Whether or not the dwarves agree, that is the question.
I can't see that happening. You and I may have... I don't think other dwarves would feel as comfortable as I do.
Our people will do what we need to do to survive. Surely you understand that.
I do. But I know dwarves. I know a darkspawn, or several, showing up and wanting a piece of our empire. It's going to be a hard sell.
That is why I left in the first place, to find help. Dwarves will not listen to us alone. We need allies.
Like King Kine?
I do not know if the Dwarf King is interested in helping us. I was not going to bet on any assistance from him necessarily.
Well, what allies do you speak of?
Those who would allow us to simply be in the deep roads. There is nowhere else for us to be. The deep roads is our home. The surface, we would get far less understanding. As I said, the deep roads is a very large place. We hope that the children of the stone will let us have at least a part of it, to live as we see fit.
I admire your self-preservation instinct. I don't know how that would happen, though.
I also do not know how dwarves would be able to cast magic.
Touché. But nobody's suggesting cutting into the minds of all dwarves to make them friendly to Darkspawn.
I am just telling you my mission. If I fail, if we are not able to convince the dwarves to let us be, we will do what must be done to survive, is all I will say.
Is that a threat?
No, not a threat, she says. That is a plea.
All right.
At least from me.
I thank you for telling me this. You've heard my thoughts, and I will think on it some more. But I am just one dwarf, and I cannot influence my people.
I am just one darkspawn, and I have earned the trust of you 10.
I will not turn against you, Razikale. I will not fight you. And as I say, I admire what you're trying to do.
Thank you.
Perhaps in Kal Sharok we shall speak again.
She will nod.
And that's all that Theo would have said, so he'll pop out and I guess watch the sparring.
She's gonna see how her Andreia's doing.
I had a practice room.
Oh yeah, you had a practice room.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Okay. She will, first she will observe for a while, because she only really sees Andreia casting spells right in the thick of battle, so she doesn't really take time to study. So she'll study.
Okay, well, it's like a 10-minute long cast, but
Sure.
Afterwards it was rock armor, but now it's enhanced with my super awesome ice, so I look like Iceman.
It's ice armor. Yes.
Nice. Very nice. Huh.
Huzzah!
So I kind of see sort of like an Emma Frost kind of thing. If you've seen Emma Frost, it's sort of like that, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Nice.
Noise.
When it works, I'm like, nice.
That's very clever.
Oh, hello, Hali.
I wonder. The ice doesn't hurt you, does it?
I have to do it, I'm sorry. The cold never bothered me anyway. Zing!
Oh, I thought I knew you.
Minus 30 XP from
Hali
Andreia.
disapproves. Minus
Kimberly's
20.
like, worth it. So
Let
worth
it
it.
go.
Let it go.
No, it doesn't bother me.
I wonder, will that harm anyone who touches it?
I don't think so. You can try. And I hold my arm out.
When has Hali stopped to think about things like this?
I'll touch it.
Does this hurt? Let's see. Let's poke it with a stick. No, she will actually go ahead and poke it.
You'll poke it. It doesn't hurt. But one thing that does happen is the spot where you poke it, it starts to melt a little bit. Poke.
I wonder.
Just a little bit.
What does it take to...
It's because you're so hot.
Oh God.
In more ways than one.
Here we go.
But that does bring up a question. If you can augment your spell with ice, could you augment it with my fire? So
Maybe.
that perhaps it would not burn you, but maybe it would burn your enemies.
Possibly.
Something to think about.
We could always try, you know? I've got plenty of fire spells.
Very well. Let's try.
Okay, I would cast Fire Blast because it's like a really simple low-level spell. Just
Okay.
kind of.
Hali, roll a magic roll for me,
Oh
please.
God! All right, so normal 2. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minus 2. Yeah, that minus 2 always sucks. So that's gonna be a total of 8. We like 8. Yeah.
8. All right.
Yeah, I have a minus 2, and I rolled a 2, 2, and a 6.
Oh God.
So you will try to cast a fire blast?
Fire Blast, yeah.
Fire blast. Okay.
Yeah.
So Halisair will enhance her bracer with it. You do sense that it does a little bit more damage than it normally does. During that specific try, so that basically what would have happened if it was in combat, then I would have added +1 to the damage of the spell, just from an 8. The two of you believe, though, that if you were to try it again, and if Halisair was able to focus better on her bracer, she could increase the damage. She could either A, increase the damage more, or B, expand the radius,
Oh, cool.
the area of effect, expand the area of effect of the blast, if depending on her roll.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that's super cool. Just.
I might also sometime, if you feel it's safe, maybe we can try that thing with your armor.
Fire?
Yes, instead of ice.
We could try.
Perhaps.
I don't know how it would work, but yeah, we could try. It
As
takes
long
like.
as it won't hurt you. That's...
Well, I mean, I can do this, and I light my hands up, and that doesn't bother me. So, fire hands. So maybe
If you're willing to try it.
Yeah.
All right.
We can try that.
Okay. Roll another magic roll for me,
No!
Alistair.
All right.
Cedric needs to be down there.
Ooh! Oh, this one might actually.
Ooh!
Okay, so that's 6. So that is 12 minus 2 is 10.
Okay. You cast your rock armor, you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cast your rock armor. When Halisair uses her bracer, instead of having armor of rock, you are now wreathed in fire.
Oh, cool.
So the fire doesn't hurt, so that's the good thing,
Good.
number one.
Okay.
You do believe, though, that if anyone does a melee attack against you, they would take damage.
Bingo!
If they do a
Cool.
melee attack against you, they will take
Nice.
damage from the flames.
Precisely what I'm looking for.
Now, because of her roll, it does minimal damage. Had she rolled better, it probably would have done more damage. Or, if she rolled really well, they would have taken damage simply by being within a certain radius of you.
Oh, cool.
Simply by being within a specific radius of you, if she rolled really well. So.
What you are gathering, since I don't really think anyone's ever seen her actively practice with her bracer, I've kind of been having my own headcanon where she only is dealing with it in her private moments during prayer, whatever, when she's got no eyes on her and can just focus on herself. Now that Andreia is actually seeing her try to focus herself, it's not really surprising that explosive go-getter Halisair has trouble actually, focusing in her magic. That is probably something you can help her with.
You two also believe something interesting might happen, by the way, if you combine both of your bracer's powers together.
Cough, cough.
Yes. Things are going to get real steamy between us.
Yeah.
But they aren't already.
That was cool. Fire armor. Awesome.
That was good.
I saw you and Theo combine your bracer powers. That was interesting. You want to try something like that?
Wait, no.
Do you want to try? Do you want to experiment too?
Are you flirting with me?
Sure. Fire.
We've known each other for so long.
Love you best. Let's try it.
Roll magic rolls, both of you, please. And tell me what the values are.
Oh God.
7, 8.
Dice roll up.
14 minus
Nice.
2.
Okay. 36 plus 16.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. So, from the safety of the other side of the room, you combine your bracers together, and you end up forming this large, scalding hot steam, which does two things. A, obviously any enemies or creatures that are found within said cloud of steam will immediately start taking damage while they're in the thing of steam. And B, it's very hard to see through it. Think Sailor Mercury bubbles.
Yes.
Aw.
It's very hard to see through it. Mercury bubbles, but it damages people when they're in it. So,
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
so it does two things.
Very nice. Good. This is good.
It is. We should all probably figure out what happens when we do our things.
We should. Yes. Yes, we should.
I don't really like having a magic on me that I don't understand, so.
Yes. That is. Yes.
You're right, Hali.
I was about to ask you the same.
No, really.
Then we share that.
uh,
Let's take a walk.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous because, we're going home. Or one of my homes, I guess.
I understand. What are you expecting to happen?
I don't know. First of all, I have to get permission to leave the mansion, which shouldn't be hard. Bostwick kind of gives me whatever I want, but yeah. And then
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's all right. And then I don't know. I feel like he might know things, but at the same time, I don't know. Kenna's kind of talking me into just leaving, and I'm a little stressed out about it.
I would understand why. Why wouldn't you just leave?
I've never been free before, so it's kind of a scary idea, I guess.
You have been free before.
As a child. It's been a long time, Hali. Not since then, anyway. And
one thing that I have learned to ask. And if you do not have your answer immediately, that is fine. Do you want to be free?
But I never did before, because I didn't really have anything to go to. And now there's the question, because now I have things other than, Bostwick, and I think maybe that it's a weird thing to want, because I've never wanted it before. I don't know. I didn't, and now I think I do, and it's weird.
I understand the feeling. She may seem young at times. Or not young. She may seem a little more innocent at times, but Kenna has shown that she has wisdom. If you don't want to go back, then you don't go back. It is a scary thing, changing your entire life. But you are not alone in this. And roll your eyes as you might, but I'm going to preach at you right now.
I'm gonna roll my eyes. It's okay, go ahead.
A dog might slink back to the hand it is bitten and be forgiven, but a slave never. If you would live, and live without fear, you must fight. Short preach,
Sure.
but meant all the same.
Hali, Bostwick's never mistreated me.
Alright.
He's always treated me with respect.
He has treated you with respect.
Yes.
When he is not forcing you to kill people or to ask permission to see the daylight. I have not lived in your shoes. I don't know. I can't relate to what you have lived. I only know how I would feel if it was me. And even if you live in the most beautiful birdcage, you're still in a cage. If you want out, I will unquestioningly help you.
Thank you.
But if you're comfortable in there, if you're comfortable where you are, it's not my place to change that.
I don't think I am anymore, but it's still delicate. Like I don't want to just, freak out at somebody who's treated me pretty well for most of, goodness, nearly half of my life. So
It's never black or white. It's never all light and all dark. Sometimes the man doesn't have to be completely evil to have done wrong things.
true. I've told you of my friend who was there.
You have not told me much, but yes, you told me you have a friend there.
Her name is Trina. And
Very well.
truth be told, we weren't really close friends, but she was kind to me, and I owe her for that.
Hmm.
And I sort of hurt her really badly. Like physically. Like she can't walk anymore.
Ah.
And I told you also that I have a really big job to do.
Yes.
The payment is fixing her and getting her freedom. So because and it's for Kane, that really nasty guy I was telling you about. But he's got great hair, so
A lot of nasty men these days have been having great hair, have you noticed?
I have.
That is why I am bald.
But I have great hair.
You're better than they are.
But yeah, so essentially, I look at her like to gauge her right now.
She's not being judgy. She's genuinely listening.
Okay, so I've been tasked to steal some items for Kane. Lealden's sword. And I cringe. And Gwynneal's shard, the magic one, and Delwyn's dragging gloves, and Maximilian's shield on his coal.
Run for the hills.
You wanted to live, right?
Well,
Pretty much everyone's had that reaction.
yeah. Well, okay, let me explain something. I've said this to Theo as well. I've lived 12 years in a position that most people don't last 12 minutes. Sort of accepted that I was living on borrowed time anyway. And every day is a blessing. So I figured I'd do this thing, and I either live and save my friend, or I die and nothing changes. As for the items themselves, as a slave, I didn't really put much stock into ownership. So
I understand. I do believe that every moment is a blessing. We have seen things being set into motion here that worry me. And you are no fool. I would be surprised if they didn't at least concern you. It is a good and honorable thing to want to save your friend. However, we have seen already that there's a lot of deceit going on. The anvil was stolen and then magically recovered. And isn't it very strange now that suddenly you are tasked to steal a great number of powerful artifacts from a great number of powerful people?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's even odder because I fight for a living. Like, I don't.
It's not that odd. If you've been placed as a very powerful bargaining chip, and I'm sorry to say that. But if they send you to fetch those artifacts and you are found and make a forbid, killed, their hands are clean. If you manage to get those artifacts, then Cain will find you and kill you, and his hands are clean. I say, I would like to find another way to save your friend that does not involve
Well,
such harm.
we've kind of been talking about that a little
Yes.
bit, Kenna and I, and the idea is we just take her on our way back.
I support this.
But the thing is if I do this, I can never go back to Tevinter, because I will have a lot of enemies there. So we have to do everything in Tevinter before we take her. Like, before we take her.
You will have a lot of enemies if you kill a slave master.
Yes. Yes. At least there, you know. I don't plan on killing anyone, though.